Hi, I'm Mia, and welcome to my final psychology project. Today, I am going to talk about something we all experience, but don't always stop to think about how scents can trigger emotions and memories. This video is about how psychology applies to my everyday life. It's not just a subject I study at school, it's something I feel, live, and use every day, sometimes without even realizing it. So, let's dive into the invisible link between our noses and our memories. Psychology is literally in everything: how we react to people, how we make choices, the way we talk, the way we act, how we build relationships, and especially how we feel. It's the reason why I love certain smells, or why music from my childhood makes me emotional, or why I sometimes get super anxious before an exam. Understanding psychology helps me realize I'm not overreacting. My brain is reacting in a way that actually makes sense. It also helps me understand other people better. When a friend is having a bad day, instead of getting annoyed, I think, okay, something's happening emotionally or chemically for them too. It gives you compassion and it helps you stay calm, especially when everything feels overwhelming. Let me tell you about a moment when I consciously applied psychology in real life, based off something I learned in class. It was during a really stressful exam season. I was overwhelmed, kind of anxious, and honestly just stuck. I felt stuck. I remembered from class that environmental cues, meaning our surroundings, can influence how we feel. That's part of cognitive behavioral psychology. So, I decided to create my own safe zone. I cleaned my desk, lit the same vanilla scented candle every day, put lofi music on, and told my brain, this is where we feel calm, this is where we focus. After a few days, just lighting the candle and smelling the vanilla scent made me feel centered. It became a trigger, like a psychological anchor. And when I had to take the actual test, I wore a tiny bit of that same scent on my wrist. I probably looked really dumb sniffing it throughout the exam, but it actually did help. It really helped. The concept that really explains this is the limbic system, especially the hippocampus and the amygdala. Those are the parts of the brain that handle memory and emotion. And guess what? The olfactory bulb, the part that processes smell, is directly connected to them. That's why smells don't go through a rational filter first. They go straight to the emotional brain. It's why the smell of chlorine might remind you of summer, or why someone's perfume brings back an entire relationship. I love this concept because it explains something that feels magical in a scientific way. It proves how powerful and emotional our brains actually are. My favorite psychological topic this year was the Proust phenomenon, named after the writer Marcel Proust. He described how the smell and taste of a Madeleine cake dipped in tea brought back his detailed memories from his childhood. This totally resonated with me. For example, lavender instantly takes me back to my grandma's kitchen. Coconut sunscreen, boom. I'm 12 years old, laughing with my best friends at the beach in Portaventuras. It's fascinating how one tiny scent can bring back a whole moment with feelings, sounds, people, all of it. Smells are like emotional time machines, if you want to put it that way. And psychology explains why. Mental health is one of the most important things psychology has helped me understand. Sense and emotions are deeply connected. And for some people, this can help with healing, even. Like, for example, aromatherapy, lavender for anxiety, peppermint for focus, eucalyptus for stress. These aren't just random trends, they're backed by how our brains respond to olfactory signals. But also, some smells can trigger some other things. For example, trauma. That's why understanding mental health matters, to reduce the stigma and to support each other better. Psychology teaches us that mental health is health, and that if we want a better future, we have to talk about it openly. We have to learn how to. Just like we talk about physical injuries or the flu. So, what have I learned this year? That psychology is not just in textbooks, it's in me. It's in the way I feel when I smell sunscreen, or when I get nervous before a test, or when I help a friend feel heard. It helped me understand my emotions and actions, and made me more aware of how we're all shaped by invisible forces. And honestly, now, when I light a candle, I know I'm not just making my room smell good. I'm talking directly to my brain.